Hey guys, Sean Media just want to do a big shout out to Rugby League Culture Lounge. All the best this year, 2020.
Alright, oh, yeah! Fuck!
Holy shit. Parramatta. What the hell was that all season? Bugger me. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Thursday night football review for round 26 of the NRL. Parramatta Eels 32, Penrith Panthers 18. What in the hell did we see tonight? That was extremely unexpected. I know it's the Battle of the West. I know it's a rivalry game. I understand form goes out the window for these sort of games, but what the heck was that? Penrith. What the hell were they doing? Look, I know they rested a few players. I understand that. But you got to remember, Parramatta without Mitchell Moses as well. For them to go to Penrith and do what they did tonight was absolutely huge. And look, I know the Jerome Luai injury, we will get into it, but even before that, Penrith were absolute shambles. But before we get into the review tonight, if you guys are brand new to the channel, don't forget to like the live stream, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. We've been gaining a fair few new subscribers lately, so welcome to the channel. If you're new around here, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, everyone. I would really appreciate that. And thank you very much for tuning in, as always. Thursday night football review, round 26 of the NRL. This was a surprise result. Before kickoff, Parramatta was $7 on the odds. Let me just fix up the damn camera angle. Yep, there we go. All right, let's say hello to everyone that is watching the stream, that is currently typing in the live chat. We've got SS Storm fan, Damien from Newcastle. Good evening, fellas. Viking Axis here. FTG videos. Yeet boy. Broncos could generally be in the minor premiers. Well, they might. Not that minor premierships are worth much anymore if you don't go on to win the comp. So, anyway, between first and second, you get the same prize, really. We got Phil Plug here. We got SS Storm fan. Luke Melbourne Storm fan. William Pearson, I will see you tomorrow at the Dolphins Cowboys, my friend. Looking forward to catching up with you. Immortal Wolf, hello. Apologies to everybody if I miss you. Apologies if I miss out in the chat. This was impressive tonight from the Parramatta Eels. Absolutely impressive. Now, definitely wasn't expecting an Eels 13+ result. They were paying $7. $7 for the Eels. Unbelievable. We got Jonty B and we've got Bosky here as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to welcome in our special guest. We've got Warriors NRL Fanatics. Hello, Fanatics.
Hello, I'm here.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm going absolutely fantastic. Obviously, tomorrow I'll be up at the Dolphins-Cowboys game. We're really looking forward to that. My first ever Dolphins-Cowboys clash. But, bro, tonight, can you believe what you've seen?
No, I can't believe it. Actually, I was really surprised with the way Parramatta played. And, yeah, obviously Jerome Luai as well, which is something we'll probably talk about. But, yeah,
Yes.
wow.
Yes, definitely. Also, hello in the chat to Devin Booker fan. I think that account is fairly new to the channel. So welcome, Devin Booker fan. I think you're new around here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, no, there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, the Jerome Luai injury, dislocated shoulder. That's probably going to be a 3-week injury. But because it's finals, I reckon there'll be injections going into Jerome Luai. He'll definitely miss next week's game against the Cowboys. But after that, will Luai be fit for the final series? I'm not convinced he will be 100%. I think going into the finals, and I'm going to call this early, I think Luai is going to do a bit like what Cooper Cronk did in that grand final when the Roosters beat the Storm. He's going to be playing with a busted shoulder. So, yeah, fuck. All right. You know what? Before we get into the game itself, the try scores and what, let's get into the Jerome Luai injury. Fanatics, how big of a blow is Jerome Luai to the Panthers?
Well, he's his heart. He's he's their halves. He's one of the reasons. That Penrith have had their success over the past couple of years. So it's a big blow. Yeah, it's a massive blow because now they're going to have to bring in someone like a Jack Cogger, I think Jack Cogger this year he's done a pretty decent job, but he's going to have to step it up.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing a bigger game. So
I'm going to make an extremely bold call here.
Ooh.
Some may agree with me on this. Some may have a different opinion. But in my honest opinion, Warriors NRL fanatics, and to everyone watching this, I don't believe the Panthers can win the grand final this year without Jerome Luai. No way.
Well,
no way. As much as we criticize Jerome Luai for his on-field antics and maybe his off-field stuff as well, he can be a bit of a controversial character, as we all know. But I can't see the Panthers winning the premiership without Jerome Luai. We have been saying all season, it's Penrith's comp to lose, and it still is. It's Penrith's comp to lose. But the only thing that's going to hurt the Panthers, and the one thing that can cost them, is injuries. So injuries are the only thing preventing Penrith from doing a three-peat. So, mate, Luai is a huge blow. Now, don't get me wrong. Jerome Luai could go for a scan tomorrow, and he could be better than what we all think. Jerome Luai might come out tomorrow and be like, yeah, nah, I'm all good for finals. I'm not sure. These dislocated shoulder injuries can be okay sometimes, but bro, this is a massive loss to the Panthers.
Yep, it's a huge blow, but in saying that, tonight they were without Dylan Edwards as well, which I think Dylan Edwards is, a lot of people don't realise how big of a out Dylan Edwards is, really. I think he's a very influential player to their side. So when he comes back in, Penrith will look a lot better with their attack in that. So
I know Penrith rested Edwards, Taruva. Yep. I think Tago's almost fit, ready to go. Who else they rested? They rested Scott Sorensen tonight. Mitch Kenny was rested. But you got to remember as well, Parramatta were without Mitchell Moses. Mitchell Moses is a quality halfback in the NRL. He's probably in the top 5 NRL halfbacks. He was not playing tonight. And he was the State of Origin halfback in the last 2 Origin games. And him not being there is a massive blow for Parramatta. And for Parramatta to still do what they did tonight was an incredible effort. You got to give Parramatta a rap. I don't want to sit here tonight and overshadow this game because Luai got injured and that's all everyone's going to talk about. But let's talk about how good Parramatta were. They were outstanding tonight. They were absolutely phenomenal. Where was this 4 weeks ago when they had to win games? This is the sort of performance they needed to do last week against the Roosters when they were at home and the season was on the line. Why couldn't they do it last week? Why leave it so late in the season to play good? And it must frustrate all the Parramatta supporters because on that day, Parramatta can beat any team, but they're just not consistent this season. Do you agree with that, Fanatics?
Yeah, they've been so inconsistent, and I think the commentators were mentioning on Channel 9 that at the start of the year they were losing those games. Those 3 games they lost were close margins, and
Yeah,
if you can't lose those games. Those games will cost you, and they
and
pretty much have.
it
Yeah,
has cost them. I mean, how many games? How many games did Parramatta lose in the first 4 or 5 rounds by like a try? I think they lost to Cronulla by 2. They
yeah,
lost to Manly by 4 points. They lost to bloody Melbourne in Golden Point with a golden try. They beat Penrith by 1. Like, it was a terrible start to the year, losing all those close games. It's definitely come back to bite them on the ass. The other thing that I want to give a rap to, I want to give a massive rap to Brad Arthur. Brad Arthur took a gamble, bro. He put Junior Pulo on the bench
yep,
alongside Jermaine Hopgood, and they started offering Gowie at lock forward and Warumi Greg in the front row. That is a huge gamble up against the forward pack, the likes of Fisher Harris, Moses Leota, and Isaiah Yeo. I mean, Fanatics, before kickoff, when they made them changes Parramatta, I, I was very surprised and I thought it would backfire, but it ended up working for the Eels.
yeah. It did actually, and some shocks there with the changes they made, and yeah, it actually
Yeah.
worked out pretty well for them because they started very well. They got a very strong start, and from there
Yes.
on, they just didn't look like they were gonna you know lose it from there. Like,
And you know what? When we all
yeah,
do our, end of season reviews on each team, that there have been a few teams this season that have been very inconsistent. I
yep,
think if there was a category for like the top 3 most inconsistent NRL teams this year, Parramatta would be in that list. I think
yeah,
Parramatta would be in there as one of the most inconsistent teams this season. I think Manly would probably go in there as well.
yep,
There has been a lot of teams that have been inconsistent so this is a great win for the Eels. Obviously, they can't make the 8 now. Apparently, there's some ridiculous thing going around where they can make it. Like, they need every single result to go their way, which it ain't going to happen, bro, because South Sydney are on 30. I think their points have already been added to the bye. You got the Roosters who play this weekend along with the Cowboys and Roosters and Cowboys yet to play. So I think they need how the fuck can they even make the 8? You got Roosters play Souths next week. Cowboys have got 2 more games to play tomorrow and next Saturday. Roosters Souths play. I don't see how. No, they can't make it. I don't think they can make it. There's no way they can get in, unless there's something where they can. But they will need everything to go their way from here. Would you say Parramatta's season was a failure? Like, I know tonight they were great, but they were in the grand final last year, Fanatics. They finished 4th last year, made a grand final, and they are going to miss the top 8. Would you call Parramatta's season a failure?
Yeah. Look, it is disappointing. Look, you go from grand finalists to missing the 8, so that's definitely considered disappointment and a failure because you didn't make the 8. So if you don't make the finals, then that's very disappointing considering they made the grand final last year. So
yeah, look, I think obviously, it is disappointing that they're not going to play finals, and I think they're right up there with one of the most disappointing teams this year. I know they've had injuries, but every team has. Every team got bashed by injuries. Like a team like the Warriors, they've had injuries, yet they're still winning. They're in the top 4. Melbourne haven't even played Ryan Pappenhausen 1 game this season. They're in 4th.
it's crazy.
I understand where people are coming from. They're like, oh, but injuries have impacted the team. Every team's been affected one way or another throughout the season. So I don't think using injuries as an excuse is right. I know Dylan Brown was out for 7 weeks and Mitchell Moses got injured the back end of the year, but you can't hold that. Like they just haven't been good enough. Simple as that. Now back on to the actual match itself. Marcus Sevo tonight had 4 tries. Gutherson had 2. And for Penrith, tries to Tyrone Peachy, a.k.a. the Rango Man, tries to Nathan Cleary, Liam Martin, and Tom Jenkins. Now, funny enough, Fanatics, if Nathan Cleary Nathan Cleary had a bad day today with the goal kicking. He's 1 from 4. He kicks all them goals. This margin is only what, 20, 22? It's only an 8-point loss when you think about it. That's crazy.
Well. Yeah, that's remarkable because Cleary doesn't often have a bad night with the boot, and
no,
he had one tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see what Penrith do next week. Now, I'm going to ask you this, Warriors Fanatics.
Yep.
Next week, the Panthers play the Cowboys in Penrith. Jerome Luai got injured tonight, and he could be out until potentially the preliminary final or week 2 of the semifinals. It's hard to really say how long he may be out. But with Penrith losing tonight, they'll probably finish second on the ladder. If you're Penrith, are you resting every single one of your stars next week, considering Luai got hurt tonight and you don't want any more players to go down injured? Would you rest most of Penrith star players next week?
I think you should. I think they should, but will they? Because they probably still want to win the. They probably still want to win the minor premiership. So,
well, they probably can't now. If the Broncos win against Canberra on Saturday, then I don't think Penrith will get first because Brisbane will go 2 points above them, I think. And then because Brisbane play on the Thursday night next week, Penrith won't be able to rest more than 4 players because of the team's been named on Tuesday. So if I'm Penrith, I mean, this is just me. If my team was, say I'm the coach of an NRL team, right? Say I'm coaching the fucking, I don't know, the Lismore Bears or something, some random team name. If I'm the coach and my team is guaranteed to finish first or second, and I lose one of my best players in the second last round, there is no way on this planet I am playing my superstar players in the last round. I am giving them the week off. I am resting them up for week 1 of the finals. I ain't playing nobody. There ain't no way in the world. Fuck that. Not after what happened to Luai. You got to rest Cleary. You got to rest Yo, Fisher Harris. You probably rest Toto and Crichton as well. Edwards was rested tonight, so I expect to see him named next week against the Cowboys. But as for the main guys, you know, guys like Cleary, Fisher Harris, Yo, Martin, Toto, Crichton, I'm resting all of them next week, man. There's no way I'm playing any of them. Because you don't want someone to get injured, like what happened with Jerome Luai tonight. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, you want to take the risk, you know, after seeing Jerome Luai get injured. So,
yeah.
I can see that where you're coming at, like, and I probably would have risked him too, but
fuck that.
Yeah.
See, I think your Warriors are going to be in a similar situation. If you beat the Dragons tomorrow, you're going to end up finishing 3rd or 4th. Obviously, Melbourne will probably take care of the Gold Coast. Last round, Warriors played the Dolphins up at Suncorp. They probably give Sean Johnson the week off. They probably get him fresh for finals. They probably give Fanil Blake the week off. I don't reckon they'll rest too many of the Warriors. They'll probably just rest Sean, AFB, maybe someone else like a Tohu Harris. They probably rest 3 of them, maybe Wade Egan as well. And they're probably not taking any risk, bro, because if I'm the Warriors, like, I don't know who their preference would be week 1. Would they want to play Brisbane or Penrith? With Penrith losing tonight, Brisbane probably end up in first. The Warriors might drop last round and fall to 4th place and then play. Who the hell knows?
I'd rather not, but I'd rather continue. I'd rather we win our last game and then finish third or third,
Who would you
preferably.
rather play week 1, Penrith or Brisbane?
Brisbane for me, like just
Well,
just my preference. Yeah.
I think with how it's going now, I think you'll end up playing Penrith because Brisbane will probably end up finishing first because of tonight. Who
I
knows?
nah, I still
Who
think
knows?
Penrith will finish first. I know that might sound ridiculous after tonight, but I think they still finish first. I still have this feeling that still finish top.
Well, the only
Because
way that'll happen,
Brisbane would still need to win both their games. Like,
yeah.
and I know Melbourne have got a good record against Brisbane and Brisbane, so they haven't beaten them in ages. So
Well, the only way that they're going to finish first is if Canberra win on Saturday. I guess I don't know. There's so much that can still happen. But back
yeah,
to the game itself. Look,
yep,
Parramatta had a lot of really good players. Like there wasn't really anyone for Parramatta that was bad. Everyone played really well. Couldn't Gulson get going off with a knee injury? We know he's been carrying that knee injury for quite some time now,
yeah.
and unfortunately he went down with it. We knew he was going down injured at some stage. Sevo, bro, 4 tries. How good was Sevo tonight?
Oh, he was on fire. He was on another level tonight. CEO, he's just incredible. Like probably the
Yeah,
best I've seen CEO play this year. Actually, to be honest,
yeah, it
in
was
a while.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, and you got to think as well. Brian Totter didn't have a great game, but with all due respect to Brian Totter, he did have a debutant. He's a young centre. What was his name again? Fucking Jesse McLean.
Oh,
He had a pretty bad debut. I don't want to knock the kid, but that was one of the worst debuts I've seen since that. If you remember that Dragons Eels game about a month ago, remember that young Eels fella on debut? Ravalawa scored 4 tries on him.
yep.
This was a very similar situation. Jesse McLean had a really rough night. Rough night
Yeah,
out.
yeah. It was a tough debut for him. I
Yeah.
think just the position they picked him to play and probably didn't really help either. So
Yeah. Anyway, before we wrap things up here, Fanatics, who is your player of the game from tonight's win for the Eels? Who's your player of the match? I reckon it's probably 3 or 4 guys you could pick, but who
yeah,
are you going to select for player of the game?
a lot of people would say Sevo, but I'm gonna go with Gufferson actually.
Yep.
I think Gufferson because he was everywhere tonight. Like, yeah,
It's easy to go Sevo because he had the 4 tries and he was a
yeah,
really big standout. And Gutherson was also fantastic, but I'm going to go with Dylan Brown. I thought Dylan Brown
yeah.
was fantastic. I think he had 2 or 3 try assists. I can't remember which number it was. Might have been, I think it was 2. 2 or 3 try assists. I thought Dylan Brown had a very good game. His kicking game was fantastic. And a great way for the Eels to end their season, beating their arch rivals in the Battle of the West out at Penrith. And hey, Eels are now 2-0 against Penrith this season. So they have well and truly got their grand final revenge.
Yep. So well done to the Eels tonight. Congratulations to all their fans, and yeah, very good win for them. Good. Just a win that probably makes the fans feel a bit more happier about after the past couple of weeks. But obviously
100%.
they can't make the finals, but at least they got the win tonight. So yeah, that
100%.
good win for them.
Now, well said, bro.
Yep.
Well said. Well, Warriors and Arrow Fanatics, thank you very much for coming on the Thursday Night Football Review, my friend. And mate, all the best to the Warriors tomorrow against the Dragons.
Yep. Thanks, thanks for having me on, and it was good to review the game, Panthers and Eels, and big, a big game for us tomorrow against the Dragons. Hopefully, we can get another win and continue on the momentum before the finals. So and wrap up top 4.
100%. Well, before we go, I just want to say as well quickly to everyone that's in the live chat or that's watching this back as a video on YouTube, Just so you guys know, tomorrow I will be at the Dolphins versus Cowboys game up at Suncorp Stadium. I will be sitting in Bay 317. If you do happen to see me at the ground, feel free to come over and say hello. I can get you in the vlog, take a picture, whatever. It'll all be fine. So if you're going to be at Dolphins Cowboys tomorrow, let me know on the comment section or send me a message on Instagram. The link to that is in the description box down below. But there'll be a vlog for Dolphins Cowboys, and I'll try and do a live review from the stadium when the game ends. I'll try and do like a quick live reaction, like from the ground or something. I'll try and get something done. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching the review. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. And I will be at Suncorp tomorrow for the Dolphins versus Cowboys. Fins down, Cowboy up. See you tomorrow.